Well, boys, today is tomorrow, and man, he is going through it right now. Oh man, I can see why this man's been crashing out over the past few months, and he's been pretty fragile because he might be losing a significant portion of his wealth to his ex-partner, or actually ex-wife now. All right, Malena Tudi. Now, this is a whole nother XQC situation with Adept, except for it's looking a little worse, right? It's not like this man is about to get out of this scot-free because, they were never married. Because from what some records have been dug up, they were married since 2015. Yeah. Whenever Malena was 19 and whenever Nick was 24 is whenever they got married. And who would have known 10 short years later, it all would come crashing down, and Nick might be losing half his wealth to the woman that he thought was going to be the love of his life and bear his children. When in reality, she was playing the long con, all right? This woman made an investment and it worked out. Now, all this information is coming from Henry Resilient. This man was the forefront of the damn XQC Adept whole drama whenever it came down to them getting divorced, even though, they were never married. They were never married. And we saw the whole thing that happened with XQC in that damn court. That boy was stressing, all right? He was about to get some damn gray hairs, and they weren't even married. He was in the right. He didn't have to give her shit, and they were already trying to take his shit away. She already got part of his shit by, selling his McLaren. I'm pretty sure he's still going after her for that. But back on topic, they weren't even married. This man, XQC, was stressing whenever he didn't do anything wrong. He was just, in a long-term girlfriend-boyfriend relationship with her, and she was trying to use them Texas laws against her. And I'm telling you, the one thing women cannot complain about in Texas is them damn laws are strong if you are married, all right? Hell, you ain't even got to be married. And you can go to the courtroom and try to get some shit out of them. But, whew, this man, Nick Polom. A whole different story, seeing that they are married and now divorcing.
What Nick likely should have announced was that he needed to file for divorce, but Malena beat him to it. That's right. Unless you were in the in crowd, chances are you suspected they were married, considering she was from Norway, but never got confirmation. According to court documents, they have been married going on 10 years. Based on what she filed, it does not look like it's going to be an amicable divorce, and Nick has millions at stake because there is no prenup. And he even responded with a counter petition on February 3rd, 2025.
So, yeah. That boy Nick, he's about to get them pockets ran. All right, this woman is robbing him. I'm gonna be honest here. Chad. Malena actually worked for that money. Before we even move on, Malena worked for that money. Even if this woman got like half of everything he owned, $4 million, she worked for that $4 million. I ain't even gonna lie. She did so much for that man. It's not like the Adept situation where, she just came in whenever XQC was already becoming successful. Like, she was on the damn ground floor, all right? She was in the damn building before there was even walls up. She was here before there was even any stability, all right? I can say, out of her and Adept, Malena built this man, all right? She built this man brick by damn brick. And if anything, she did leave him better off. She fed this man whenever he couldn't feed himself. She clothed this man whenever he couldn't clothe himself. She got this man up whenever he couldn't wake his damn self up. She helped out with the streams. She literally got supplies for the streams. As she had ideas for the streams, ran some of the streams. Like, she produced some of the streams, some of their better ones too. Like, she came up with the better ideas. I can't say that she doesn't deserve the money. I'm just sitting here thinking, yeah, Malena does deserve that damn money. She deserves something here, boys. I mean, like, the fact that this woman had to sleep with this man in the same bed for so many years, she was like, 4 more years, because she already knew what she was worth at that point. She got herself right. She started looking good. And Nick was a slob until last year. He was a slob, and that was after they broke up. It was whenever he started realizing, oh shit, I gotta get myself together. Hold up, wait, I've been fucking up. But I'm like, also on Nick's side, well, it wasn't like Malena was the perfect person either. She was very, I'm gonna be honest here, abusive in a relationship. We can all be like, oh, it was just stream content. She was yelling at this man, hitting this man, pushing this man. I'm like, it was a pretty abusive relationship. Let's not act like Malena did not abuse the guy. But we also can't say that he didn't deserve it some of those times. There were some times it was unprovoked. Truly unprovoked. But there were some times that man was asking for it. Again, it was a truly messed up relationship, and for some reason we all ate it up. Even though, let's both be honest here, everything we saw on stream wasn't just stream content, and we're just, making content. This was all planned out. I don't be honest, those times when she was getting too real on camera, those were not stream content, and Nick was just sitting there in silence. That wasn't a planned event, all right? They didn't plan that out.
I love walks. Ah! What was that?
Kevin,
I'm killing you.
Kevin,
No, I'm so tired of you. No, you should honestly just...
Gladiator, caught it. No, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is the Norway bell and you broke it.
Now, for the past few years, we all can recognize that Malena did not like America. I don't know why. I get it if you're like a regular citizen and you're broke, or you don't have that much money, you're just having a regular income. These people were millionaires, by the way, just let you know. These people were millionaires. America is one of the greatest countries in the world if you have fuck you money. Obviously, if you have like no money, obviously Norway is better, way better. Trust me, if you are a normal person with a normal job and you're not making millions of dollars, you do not want to live here if you're from outside of America. Please do not come. I am warning you specifically. And you're like, oh no, my dreams. No, your dreams are not going to come true here. They can come true anywhere else in the world. If your dream has anything to do with an online entertainment, you don't need to be here. Or anything that isn't a specifically America only like thing. Because you'll be like, oh, I'm making $100,000 a year, until they start cutting that $100,000 to like $60K. And then your local government is going to be like, hey, we're going to need at least another 10, 20K off of that. You're going to be really pissed off then. You're going to be like, wow, I might as well just stay in my home country at that point. But obviously, Malena came here for investment purposes. All right, this woman invested. She invested her time wisely and well ever since she was 19. I was fucking around in college at 19. This woman was fucking around getting the damn streamer. I was the one fucking up in life. I'm just saying here. This woman got herself a damn streamer, waited out her 10 years. All right, she did her prison time. And she's getting out. She's about to make a bag. And here he goes over how much money this woman might be making. Because you would think, oh, well, Nick doesn't have too many assets, right? He only has, like, his cars, right? Apparently, from what Henry is saying, I don't know. I could be wrong here. The house that he lives in is his, even though I'm pretty sure the house was Soda Poppin's house and he just let them live there, seeing that he moved into like an apartment for some reason with his girlfriend Bebe. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be no parasocial at all, but for many years, I'm pretty sure Nick has been talking about how he freeloads off of Soda Poppin and how he just freely lives in that house and doesn't have to pay any rent or anything.
She filed on January 16th, 2025. Discovery is pretty standard, as Nick is ordered not to destroy, conceal, or alter any evidence pertaining to any tangible documents. In other words, do not start selling everything off or emptying bank accounts and devaluing property. She would like a real judge, not an associate judge. She has been a resident of Texas, all pretty much standard stuff. She then lists the house they own to serve Nick, emphasis on they, because the house was purchased for $743,000, which today it has a value of $1.1 million according to Zillow.
So if it truly is Soda Poppin's house, I don't know how Malena will get anything out of it, seeing that it doesn't matter if the house is worth over $1.1 million. It's not Nick's house. Hell, the man doesn't even pay rent. I don't. That would be kind of shitty if you could like divorce someone and then sue the landlord because someone lives there. It's like, bro, that's really shitty. That's a shitty situation. He's like, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm just the owner of the property. He doesn't own any part of this. Why do I got to sell my shit?
Kicker is, the longer it takes to sell the divorce, the bigger the payout for her. Interestingly, she cites the ground for the divorce as being that the marriage has become insupportable because of discord or conflict of personalities that destroys the legitimate end of their marriage relationship and prevents any reasonable expectation of reconciliation. This is a fancy way of saying irreconcilable differences. They are done likely for life. But here's a bonus. The division of community property, she is requesting that the courts divide the estate, meaning that there is absolutely no prenuptial agreement.
Gotcha, bitch. I won't be honest, I can't really, be like, oh man, Nick, you dummy. Oh yeah, idiot, you should have got a prenup before you made. I'm like, this was back in 2015 before Nick even was making any kind of real money off of Twitch, right? The man was, again, Still, even at that time, living off of Soda Poppin', who was a way bigger streamer than him. At the time, Nick was still a nobody really, right? He was still getting his little sea legs, right? He was making some decent money, but it wasn't the money that he's making now. So obviously, Nick back then was probably thinking, oh, you know, I'm just gonna live a simple life off of this, you know, just regular, you know, normal income, you know, shit. I mean, me, Soda Poppin', we're gonna live together for a while. I'm just gonna save up my money for a little bit, get a decent house. But then he started blowing up, and that's whenever he should have realized, I need to make this woman happy. I really need to make this woman happy. I do not want her leaving me, because if she does, she's gonna be taking everything. But if you guys didn't pay attention to his streams over the past literal decade, that's the exact opposite of what he did. The man was very antagonistic towards her for a hot minute. Now, it's not only just Nick's property that he would have to, you know, give her money for. It's also OTK, the network, because obviously the man owns some portion of it. So literally, this man may be on the hook for dollars he probably doesn't even have at this point, because I'm sure OTK has a shit ton more money than just one of the individual streams, seeing that they all, you know, pull their money together, and, you know, they get sponsorships for all their, you know, brands being pulled together. So I'm pretty sure these people have so much money in that little vault. All right, and Nick might have to take out a damn loan to pay this woman off because of OTK. Because if I was one of the owners of OTK, I'm like, man, what do you mean we gotta pay like an extra $10-20 million to a woman you divorced? Man, we all know everyone would be pissed if this man had to reach inside the coffers of this goddamn company, take out an extra 10-20, hell, even $1 million to pay this woman off. I'd be pissed. I'm like, man, you really out here fucking up. No, you can't get another wife. You know, we're gonna have to make this a damn contractual agreement. You cannot have no more women. Nick, you gotta keep your dick in your pants, all right? Because you out here fucking up too much. You costing us money.
Texas is one of the few community property states, meaning everything that was acquired during the marriage, each partner owns. This is going to be crucial for ownership in OTK, potentially Starforge systems, along with any and all other property and investments Nick may have, especially his cars and the house. She thought, you know, the house she didn't own. She thought she was driving a car she didn't own. But I am sure her lawyer has explained to her by now that even if she's not on the title or the deed, the house, she indeed owns it. Now, how much ownership will be up for a judge to decide unless they can come to an agreement.
How it could affect the company that we run, I'd be silent as Nick. Like, oh, when were you gonna tell me this? Nick, we could be in the hole for millions, sir. To a woman you no longer are with because you forgot to get, I don't know, a prenuptial agreement. I don't know, tell us that you were married to her so we can take that precaution into a contract whenever, you know, you got signed on as one of the founders or one of the members of OTK. Nick, were you ever going to tell us this, or were you just hoping that we never found out until we had to pay up $1-2-3 million?
Calculating Nick's settlement. Because it's close to the 10-year mark, signifying a long-term marriage in the state of Texas, she is legally going to be entitled to $5,000 a month in spousal maintenance for a total of 5 years, which ends up coming about to be $300,000 in just spousal support or spousal maintenance. The house being worth $1.1 million will net her about $550,000. So now we're at $800,000 and we haven't even gotten to OTK. No doubt OTK is worth millions. I'm not sure how much, but for comparison's sakes, AMP is valued at $150 million.
What's the number if you think it was worth an estimate right now? What would you say the value of AMP is today?
I would say 150 million.
Now, Nick is not an so I imagine he owns a nice percentage, not a biggest percentage as some of the founding members, but substantial enough. OTK will 100% be audited and evaluate to properly inform her how much Nick's or their stake in OTK is actually worth.
Nah, chat, boys, imagine if this man owned even like 10% of that. That means he would have to pay out possibly between 10 and 15 million to this woman. Bro, if that happened, I would be, ooh. Nick, you gotta leave. You're costing us too much money. And plus, him with Catchy, oh, if that man marries Catchy, oh my God, that boy is done. I would not let that boy near OTK. I would be like, Nick, you gotta leave if you're gonna marry. As soon as they're done getting married, I'll be handing him papers. We're gonna be buying you out of your portion of OTK. Here's your money. No, you cannot ever come back again. I'm just saying. Because this man is already fucking up. One woman is about to run them pockets. Catchy is about to ruin his career. This man is getting double tapped. He needs to find a decent woman that loves him for him and who he is. Because I'm just saying here, Nick is not the easiest person to live with. I think we all can see that, right? If you watch any of his streams, he is not the easiest person to get along with at all. But also, he's not a bad person. But I can see why. If you are an easy mark with a lot of money, if I was with him, I'd be like, oh, let me take this little car for a ride. I'm gonna take this man for a joyride right quick. Let me get that wallet. I can't blame him. I'd do the same exact thing if I had the genetics to do it. Now, it's not like Nick couldn't have still gotten a little agreement for his marriage, like, you know, post-nuptial, but I mean, like, Malena would have to actually agree to that. And shit, she already put in the damn 5-10 years at that point whenever OTK was already formed. I'm pretty sure she would not be going. I'd be like, so you trying to make sure I don't get nothing if I leave? What if I leave right now? I get a little bit of something if I leave right now. I ain't got no agreement. I'm just saying it, chat. The man could have gave out a post-nuptial agreement, but I mean, like, if he treated her right, there would have been a possibility that she would have signed it, but let's all be honest here. Nick was not treating that woman right, and she was not treating him right. They already knew this relationship would be ending. I don't know why Nick didn't even just, hey man, I only have like 200K right now to my name. If I'm gonna break it off, I need to break it off now. I'm like blowing up. He was being indecisive for too many years and ignored his partner's needs. So now this man gotta pay literally out the damn pocket. Just like how all the idiots that got rug pulled again by the hot tool coin, because Haley Welch came back and rug pulled her coin again for a second time. Literally, this has to be one of the greatest scammers of all time. This woman came back and did it again. Click this video right here to find out how did Haley Welch, the Hawk Tour girl, somehow rug pull her coin again. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Boys, become a channel member. For only $1, you can help feed a very, very poor fish. But other than that, I'll see you all tomorrow.